Hi guys, it's Taylor, and today I'm going to be demonstrating to you how to paint a simple but beautiful sunset mountain scene that I think will be a really fun art project that we can do together. So, if you're ever feeling creative and you need something to do, you can always think back on this and be like, I learned how to do this in class, and you can think about me in this video and it'll be great. It'll be a great time. What I'm going to be using for this painting is obviously a canvas or a piece of paper, whatever your heart desires at the moment. I'm going to be using paints. Now for this particular painting, we're going to be doing like a sunset vibe. Now it all depends. This can be like a basic outline for what you want to do. You can change it up however you'd like, but what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be using some oranges and yellows for that background sky. Then we're going to be using blues and greens for that mountain scene. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a background mountain, a medium mountain, and then one up close it's going to be dark. It's going to be some like shadows, and there's going to be depth, and it's going to be really nice. Then at the very front up here is we're going to have some trees, because who doesn't love trees? Along with your paints, you're going to need a cup of water. Now a cup of water is to wash your brushes, because when you change colors you don't want to mix them together, because that's just gross. And then you're gonna need paintbrushes. So for these paintbrushes, I love this paintbrush. It's personally my favorite. It's great for backgrounds. A good thick brush is great for backgrounds. Then we've got this guy. He's a little thinner. He's just as good. He is just as good, but he's good for smaller details like those mountains. Now these two I like to use for trees or more simple lines because they're smaller and they're good for details. And then lastly, you're going to need some tissues because you got to wipe off that wet brush somehow. So what I've already gone and done is I have already gone and painted water on this canvas. Now if you're using a piece of paper, you're not going to need water, but with a canvas, it's got a light film over it that keeps the paint from wanting to stick to that canvas material. So I've gone and painted water over it, and that won't be a problem for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our paintbrush wet, and we're going to go in with a kind of a dark orange and a light orange, because mixing colors is my favorite thing to do, and it works out very well. So now with watercolors, you're just going to want to get it all over there. It's not going to hurt. They're very easy to work with. Now this is a very great project if you're a beginner, or if you just want to be creative. Now what you want to do is our sun is going to be over here. We're not painting a sun, but if you think about it from a realistic perspective, you've got that deep color where that sun is. So we're going to take a lighter color like a yellow. I'm going to be using this dirty yellow right here, as you can see. I've painted quite a few times. Now I can't tell you that they're all great paintings, but I sure had fun doing them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw in that yellow, and we're gonna throw it in right here. Because who doesn't love a good bright sunset? Now, I like to blend everything out because I think it makes it look very natural and very beautiful. And look at that. You're 2 steps in and we are already halfway done. Now, this is the fun part. This is where we get kind of creative and that depth kind of comes in. Now, for this, we're going to use a lighter blue. Now, I'm going to take this light blue and mix it with a little bit of green, because who doesn't love green and blue together, okay? So we're going to go in and we're going to just see how that, okay. Now see, don't be scared, because that watercolor just ran off like that. It's watercolor. It is normal. Now, if we were using acrylics, that's a different story. So you just go in with more pigment and you bring it back in there and you throw some more on there. Now the problem with this is this video is probably going to be only 5 minutes long, so it's not going to be the best painting video you've ever seen, but I'm going to try my very best. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in for that middle area. So what we're going to need is we're gonna need that dark blue because we gotta have it a little deeper than this. And we're gonna just try to dry this off a little bit. So you're gonna come in back here. We've got that kind of shadow area, and we're gonna make a deeper mountain, okay? Look at how nice that looks. Already looking so professional. And it's simple. It's simple, guys. It's fun. Now, always make sure with watercolors to use the water to spread out that pigment because it's important. You've got to have good pigment in your painting or it won't look good. So keep that pigment up. Keep the shadows going. So, see, we've got kind of that depth going on. I love it already. Personally, it's a very meaningful painting now because we just did it together. That's what we did. So now for these close-up mountains, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put in this dark blue and this black, and we gotta hurry because I know we're running out of time. So we're gonna kind of rush in here and add one little mountain here because he's close up. All right, he's close up and he's happy to be here. All right, so we've got that going on. We're gonna rinse off this brush and we're gonna grab a tiny brush. We're gonna take that black and that dark blue that we just used and make a little bit of trees, okay? We're just gonna throw them in there. We're gonna throw them in there like this, and we're gonna put little zigzag lines up and down. Because to me, they look like little pine trees. Now, if you wanna go and do more detail, I just think that's the best idea ever. But for this video, we have got a simple little abstract painting of some mountains and some trees. Now, please don't judge. It was very rushed and I hope it was fun to watch. So thank you for watching. I hope you use this in your little painting adventures and just give some comments and concerns and questions. So thanks for watching.